Ladies and gentlemen, your next match of the evening to be fought over 3 5-minute rounds of action in the middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is an experienced fighter in the cage, representing Stockport MMA. Please welcome Shaun, the Legend Lomas. His opponent this evening is standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He also an experienced fighter of the cage, representing Predator MMA. Please welcome Arish. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Mick Clement.
Referee Mick Clement about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds in the FCC middleweight division. Shaun the Legend Lomas on a career best win streak, taking on Arish. Arish in the black with white trim, Lomas in the solid black.
Yeah, I mean, Lomas has got more wins on his record than Arish has. You know, that's how you go look at this. It's 27 wins altogether now for...
Yeah, over 100 professional MMA fights, probably countless amateur as well, and countless boxing, kickboxing, grappling contests for Shaun Lomas. Yeah. And he's a journeyman in the truest sense of the word. This is a guy who is going to make you earn that win if you get it. But, as we said, he's currently on a career best winning streak.
Yeah, he's fought 4 in a row now. You know, he's really revamped himself the last couple of years. And he's got a lot of wins, and he's such a tough competitor. He's competing week in, week out, and Arish is going for the takedown now.
And he does have some really unorthodox submissions in his locker, does Shaun Lomas.
Yeah, he does, absolutely.
Arish has been submitted before. He lost via submission to Jack Marshman on Cage Warriors a couple of years ago before Marshman was called up to the UFC.
Yeah, he's putting that pressure on the neck. He's still keeping all of that neck.
Arish with a lot of support in the building here tonight. Arm and guillotine, very, very rare that you see these finished in mixed martial arts, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tough against a very good wrestler as well, like a championship wrestler like Ali, and he's trying to pass that side control, and Ali's done a good position here by turning to the cage and trying to work off the cage.
Lomas not letting go of this neck though. Gonna have to be careful he doesn't blow his arms out. Now he's released the grip, and let's see what Arish can do from this position, because we've seen him wear guys out from top control like this before.
Yeah, and that's what Ali will try and work on now. He'll put some big shots in. He puts the slap effect shots across the body.
Shots to the body and the head from Arish here.
Yeah, he's put some good hits in here, one after the other as well. He keeps very busy on top, does Ali, but
he's got very good striking fundamentals as well. We don't often see them, but you look back to his fight on Cage Warriors in Liverpool many years ago against Jack Mason, and that's a fight he won with a very orthodox striking performance of jabs and straight punches.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ali's very, very good at. He's very good at nullifying the other guy on the bottom. He's very good at attacking odd angles as well. But he's got a guy on the bottom that's very good at the opposite of that, of attacking good angles from the bottom. So, let's see what can happen here. There's only been a couple of guys, Andrew Clamp being one of them, and Jimmy Wallhead being the other, that split him open in a fight and really dominated and hurt Shaun Lomas. There's not been many apart from that.
No, Lomas has competed from welterweight all the way up to heavyweight. This is a guy, if you're going to pay him the money, he'll come out and compete. And he's given a lot of people fits, and he's beat a lot of people that nobody thought he should. So Arish certainly will not be taking him for granted here this evening.
Yeah, he's beat Tony Moran, with a rear naked choke, and then Tony wanted the rematch, and then he stopped him again. So it says it all back at that. And that was back in the day where Tony was a very, very good submission expert fighter.
Arish still landing these short, cuffing shots here.
Big shots though, big shots to the ribs.
Oh, Lomas looking for a sweep. Doesn't quite get it that time.
Yeah, he didn't sweep through for the Kimura sweep enough there. He kind of just used the head to pressure across, where if it had swept his left arm over that head and pressured through for that Kimura sweep, that'd have been a different story there, Brad.
Yeah, Arish with a really good base here, though. He's not going to get swept out from this position. He's keeping those hips in very, very tight when he has to. And as soon as you'll see Shaun Lomas try to displace him, he'll immediately drive those hips back down into the mat. Nice short elbow there from Arish on the right-hand side.
Yeah, there's good work here now, putting the pressure down.
You know, he's a crafty veteran, is Ali Arish, and, you know, he knows that he has to work in short bursts if he's going to put this kind of game plan into effect. So he's doing just enough here to let the referee keep this one going, keep it on the ground.
Yeah, he's staying busy. He's staying very, very busy, and he's putting enough pressure on to make Shaun uncomfortable on the ground, on the back.
Noticed a couple of times there, when Arish is throwing the right hand to the body, he's actually started throwing more of a slap.
A cup, yeah. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like a slap effect that he does.
Interesting. Is that because he's got a hand injury, or?
No, that's how Ali, the last few fights I've seen him in, has thrown shots. More of a cupping effect and like a slap with the palm, like a pancrase sort of strike.
It looked like Lomas was drinking from a bottle of vodka there in the corner.
He does, yeah.
I do believe that's his favourite Kangen water.
Well, I think it is, yeah. I think he's sponsored by KangenWater.com as well, from what he was saying before this fight. But, I mean, he looks, you know, a little worse for wear, but does he ever look in good shape going into next round? You know, he always seems to look in this sort of way where Ali Arish ready to go again.
You know, Shaun's going to make Ali work for it, so both of these guys, crafty veterans, they both know the game inside and out. Nobody's going to be taking a victory with any kind of ease here. Touch of gloves and they're underway. Arish wearing those famous yellow Cage Warriors gloves. Had a couple of fights on the promotion over the years.
This way he's got to be careful with Shaun, though, because Shaun can land that shot.
Well, so can Ali, landing a nice right hand there in that exchange. What Lomas has to be careful with, though, is throwing those leg kicks with reckless abandon, because as we know, Ali has got one hell of a takedown on him. Ali looking to bang his man out on the feet, though, here.
Shaun Lomas has got a technique on the feet that you can't teach. I think that's the way to put it, Brad.
Well, that's exactly what we saw there, Jamie. Ali's got his man flustered, got his man throwing defensively, and as soon as that leg came up at the right angle, he takes it out, and this is where Ali Arish can keep you for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, probably 2 hours if he had to.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again, and where Ali's, you know, come unstuck in the past has been against very good submission guys, black belt level submission guys, and, you know, Shaun isn't at that level and unfortunately he's in a bad position now where Ali can just exert dominance here.
Arish is one of those guys that, you know, if he was competing in the late 90s, he'd have absolutely destroyed the field in mixed martial arts. This high pressure, suffocating wrestling style was one of the benchmarks of MMA back in the day. But, you know, we've seen him evolve as we saw him landing some nice right hooks on the feet there.
Yeah, the only thing I always want from Ali is I'd like to see more strikes from Ali, because I think he's got power in his hands. I think he's got real power, actually. And it's nice to see him lay their shots down. He's got great submissions from the top. And sometimes he does play a little bit safe in the past. At the minute, he's in a safe position. He can keep that pressure on.
Yeah, Arish has been around this game for a long time, and not entirely sure of his exact age, but he's got to be in his 40s now, and there's no reason for this guy to take risks anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he fights when he wants to. He's clearly fighting for the pure love of the sport. So you beat this guy at his own game if you can.
Yeah, we're on FCC 23 here today, and we've seen Ali Arish at first at FCC 4 against Matt Inman.
Yeah, great fight.
fantastic fight again, and you know, I'd love to see that fight again, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it was the third professional bout FCC ever put on.
The first being Martin Stapleton
versus Shah Hussein.
Both guys
the second one being Steve Nightingale versus Deck Williams.
Oh, what a fight that was. Yes.
I've got a good memory. I don't know why.
Well, that's it. When it comes to fighting.
Don't have many great memories of the after parties, but the fights I can remember.
Yeah, I don't understand why that is, Brad.
No idea.
But Ali, back onto the action here, Brad.
Yeah, quickly moving on. Ali Arish instantly hooking that leg. So as soon, if Lomas can stand up from this position, he's instantly going to get his base sucked out from underneath him. And there's not a whole lot Lomas can do against Arish from this spot.
No, not at all. Too much pressure from the top from Arish. Really hard to deal with from the top. That.
So, Jamie, the question for me becomes, let's say they get stood up, or let's say that Shaun Lomas gets out of this round and we're in round 3.
Yeah.
Does Lomas look to keep this on the feet, or does he look to take Arish down and put Arish on his back?
Yeah, but that's the thing. We've seen Arish on his back before, and that's where he's had the damage, and that's where the pressure's been put on him, and he's struggled a bit more. I think there's one or two things in this next round that Shaun could do. One is keep that distance control, which I don't think Shaun will do, because that's not Shaun's game. But taking Arish down and doing some pressure from the top, yes. The only thing is, we're looking at where the wins have come from Shaun Lomas. Out of his 27 wins, majority, about 80% of them have come from where he swept his opponent and then got on top. So the wrestling side doesn't really come into context with it.
Arish dropping some short chopping punches in on his left-hand side. He's maintaining a steady, if slow, pace of work rate here, Jamie. He's doing enough for the referee to let him keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough pressure he's putting from the top, and he's dropping enough shots, and you know, this is what you come to expect from what Ali Arish can do.
Yeah, it really is on Shaun Lomas at this point to get out of that position. And was Arish perhaps favouring his knee a little bit there, Jamie?
No, I think he was just pulling up his knee pads, I think.
Yeah, both guys looking like they've been through the ringer here, and they have. And you know what people who are maybe not completely au fait with the sport may be missing here is that while it doesn't look like these guys are exerting themselves massively, they actually are. They're essentially moving their own body weight and that of their opponents all the time. So even though they're not jumping around the cage, throwing high volumes of strikes, it is actually incredibly tiring, and it's a kind of tiring that you can't really appreciate unless you've grappled with someone. And that's what we've seen for 10 solid minutes now from both these guys.
Absolutely, and I think with both of these two guys as well, let's not forget they're both, you know, they're not young men anymore. They're both in the late 30s at least. So
Arish is in his 40s, I believe.
Yeah, there we go then.
And Lomas can't be far behind. I always remember the great Bas Rutten saying that he would have marathon runners come into his gym and do 10 minutes of grappling and be completely out of breath. It's a completely different kind of aerobic exercise. So fair play to these two dogged veterans.
This is where Shaun can keep that distance and throw them like kicks like he does and feel no pain from it, which is what we've seen from.
Yeah, you're going to believe those shins are nice and conditioned by now.
Good work from Ali Arish, though. This is nice work.
But as soon as the opening's there for that takedown, you know Ali Arish is going to take it.
When you're as good at wrestling as he is, and you drop them like you say, them kind of takedowns.
And it must be almost instinctive for him at this stage, Jamie.
I think it is. I think that's it.
And it's almost a situation of, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If he stands up with Shaun Lomas and gets knocked out, everyone's going to be saying, well, why didn't he take him down? It's Ali Arish.
Yes, exactly. And that's where we're at, I think, with this point in their careers.
Hoist Gracie style kidney kicks there.
You've seen that against his opponent many years ago. Alex Minogue it was, where he was dropping the kidney shots.
Yeah, that was a naughty little contest, wasn't it? There was a lot of points taken away.
There was a lot of points taken away, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Arish looking to create a bit of space now and get to work with these punches. You know, it's not been the most visually appealing a contest, Jamie, it has to be said, but a solid workman-like performance from Ali Arish here against a very tricky opponent.
Yeah, this is a workhorse opponent, isn't it? It's one that you know you're not going to get an easy finish from. In fact, I don't think, apart from the two that I mentioned before, the Jimmy Wallhead and the Andrew Clamp, I don't think I've seen him get a finish that easily. I really don't think I have. You know, he's took the FCC champion, the middleweight champion, and the welterweight champion, Kenneth Richardson, 3 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if you come in here expecting to get an easy win against Shaun Lomas, you're going to be embarrassed, and I'm sure that's exactly what Ali Arish has not planned to do today. He's come prepared for a tough guy. He's come in with the right game plan, and he's executing it perfectly. It may not be the most entertaining for fans watching, but hey, yeah, it's a fight. You're not in there, they are.
Oh, absolutely, and this is it. Ali Arish knows that. He's got 20 odd wins on his resume as well. 24 wins and 7 losses, and that's for a reason.
Yeah, certainly nobody's foolish, Ali Arish.
I'm pretty sure he went about 18-0 as well at one point.
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
he started to lose.
The initial part of his career was very successful. He has picked up a couple of losses in recent years where he's been competing more sporadically.
Yeah, he's putting some more pressure on now, and he's attacking a little bit more. Just doing enough to keep the referee off his back, but not doing enough to finish the fight.
Nice short elbow there from Arish.
I think this is where you need someone like the likes of Andrew Clamp or like I said, Waller before, with them elbows and raining it down and really putting. I think that's where Shaun struggles, when he gets hit with a few elbows in a row of someone very powerful.
Yeah, it's the high volume that makes Lomas struggle, and the referee calling for a little bit of action here. I believe the referee looking to stand them up there, but there's been a little flurry of activity, so they'll get a few more seconds on the ground here. Arish looking to posture up. Stepping through into half guard now is Ali Arish. Arish throwing his shoulder shrugs down from this top position, finding it very difficult to create any space here.
Yeah, he's such a good spoiler on the top. And what Ali can do is he can put the pressure on so easily.
Lomas able to get up, back to his feet. Let's see what Lomas can do here. Arish gonna have to be careful now. He's looking a bit slow and plodding. Gets the takedown, and surely that's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah, you imagine so, wouldn't you? I think that's too much now to turn around for Shaun, the legend Lomas.
Yeah,
but let's not
10
forget,
seconds of the round.
He is a legend, Brad.
Absolutely. Very few people on the circuit with a resume like his. Ali Arish and Shaun Lomas go through 3 grueling rounds here at FCC 23. Not the most visually entertaining, but a grueling contest nonetheless. And 2 gentlemen who've more than earned their pay packet with this contest.
Fighters to center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the red corner, Ali